Hello everyone. You may recognize what you're seeing here. That is what we used to call the Lush Cave cliffs. And as you may see there, not so lush this time. Actually, let me set the time here. Not quite so lush as they used to be, because while apparently, looking at the release notes for the current snapshot of Minecraft 1.18 Snapshot 21w40a, it says that the biomes have gotten a bit bigger, which shifts all of them around. So if you go to a given coordinates, the biome's not going to be the same as it was before. What they didn't mention there is that does not mean that that the landforms are shifting around. The landforms are pretty much all the same. Everything's pretty much right where it was. Maybe even some of the springs and lava are about the same. I don't know. I guess those are kind of randomized a bit. But the biomes that are laid on top of the land, those are different. Which is interesting because some of the biomes are about mountain formation. So it's going to be interesting to see how those kind of interact. But anyway, this time around, we're going to just look at a few of the familiar landmarks that we have explored in the past in this snapshot. And then we're going to shift over to my main world, the Cowcornia world, converted to 118 in this snapshot. I may have mentioned that this last time we had a little bit of surprise. We went down into a cave, looked below Y0 in the old areas, and found that it was not filled in. We've been seeing some indications in the Bedrock edition that that does get filled in. But in the Java edition, not quite yet. But there is something I want to take a look at. Never have looked over at this mountain peak across from the cliffs there. And this is interesting. We've got some sheep here. Oh, sorry, some llamas and sheep. But no dinosaurs, as you might expect at a in a area up on a mountain peak like this. A little grassy and treed area. A little bit disappointing, but hey, I'm sure someone will come up with a mod for biomes like this. Anyway, back over to the cliffs. We'll take a quick look inside, just to let you see what's going on down there. And my computer's got a little bit of extra load on it right now. So I am going to actually set this down to like 25, I think is about here on the C. Yeah. I'm going to reduce the load just a little bit. And you'll see why it's got an extra load on it a little later. But yeah, quick little look down in here. This used to be Lush Caves, and I'm going to put, yeah, the brightness is already on bright. Okay, good, so you can see. Used to be Lush Caves, now it is just crowded caves. We got a little bit of lichen on the walls, lighten things up. But, is that sky getting kind of dark out there? I don't know. Make sure it's daytime. And yeah, it's just no longer lush, really. It's a nice big cave. You got to hand that to it. But it is no longer. Whoa, okay. Let's take care of that. We don't need anything charged around. Alright, where's the way out? Oh, up here. Here we go. See, when it was all nice and lush, there's a bit more to it, and parts were more recognizable. I'm going back and forth here. Where is my way out? I know we came in to here somehow, and do we go through here? Oh, shoot. I'm going to go out through this way and hope for the best. Looks like, yeah, okay. That is a way out. All right, good. So we got lost a bit. Yeah, it seems to me with all of the growth that you get from the lush caves that it makes them a bit more easy to recognize where you are and find your way around. But anyway, that was the lush caves, cliffs, and our little land of the lost caldera up there. Bit disappointing that we don't have dinosaurs in Minecraft. Maybe I should spawn a dragon up there. But anyway, right now, let's teleport to our next spot. And actually, let me very quickly... Get up there. Okay, let me quickly check the sound. All right. Our next spot, we're going to go to... Let's see. Let's go to good old Porous Peaks. And we're going to teleport right to a view that some of y'all might be familiar with. And if you've been following me on YouTube, which, you know, you should. But if you have, then you may know that about this whole biome shift as well, because I've been doing some what we call the evolution videos showing how some of these landforms change from version to version. As a kind of a time-lapse kind of thing, but in kind of little gentle leaps. In this case, we've gained a village over here. And there's definitely some changes. A lot more snowy landscape going just right up the side of the mountain here, not just snowy up top here, which is kind of neat. But down below here, still the old caves, which is pretty much what we had before. We got some aquifers down here. This is a little bit different. And looks like we now have... And now we have lush caverns in here, lush caves. So that is a shift there as well. I don't think we had these aquifers in here, did we? So that is a shift. I think there was a shift in the aquifer generation, or maybe we just didn't look at that. Some of this is still as it was before, like this here. I haven't actually jumped down into this on this snapshot yet, so I'm seeing this stuff fresh as well. But yeah, it's a pretty area, and the caves are really big still. But we don't have the big peak here on top of everything, with all the kind of Swiss cheesy peak there anymore. Just a bunch of little peaks. But there you go. All right, so next spot we're going to take a quick look at the Farlands lush caves. Let's see if there's still lush caves. See if they'll load up for us. Having it down to 25 chunks might help, and I'm not sure which direction they're in because I did not put an orientation in. Ah, there we go. I did come here before to kind of scope it out, which is why you see the lava already falling all the way down. Started out as just a little lava spring up there, and then just slowly drip, drip, drip down. And it got me to thinking, seeing that, and this one over here as well, and others that we've all seen, that it would be really cool if it would stop raining. And also, if the cobble that was formed when lava hit water would produce like steam, you know, have it come up with it would be just kind of like the smoke effect from a campfire, except white. That's all it would need to be, and that would work fine. All right, so I think that's about it. Do we want to visit Cool Mountain? We can deal with that. We can skip that. It's a bit sad to go there. So anyway, that's kind of what we had to look at in this snapshot, just to show you how things have changed. And then here we got the birch forest here, the dark forest there. I don't exactly recall what was up here. I was really more enamored with the lush caves down here, and we still have some. I think it's just not as lush as it was before, because everything has kind of shifted around as far as the biomes go. But there still is some lush caves in here, so we kind of lucked into that, really. And that's nice because it does give a little extra light having those things. Oh, look at this poor little sap here. Whoops. Let's put him out of my misery. It's going to take forever. Forget him. Let him have fun in the water. Alright, so that's our Farlands caves. And I've seen from screenshots on some other videos people have made that this kind of cave formation, apparently it's not at all unheard of. We're going to be seeing this from time to time as you go through your worlds, I think. And it's really cool. I think, in this case, having it be like, sending down into the water, can make for a really interesting entrance to a base or some kind of adventure setting, going in by boat. Maybe a little pirate's lair or something. A little slice through caves there. Those are always cool. Anyway, and again, I have heard occasionally some people complaining about all the sheer cliffs and shores and stuff like that, but it is the Caves and Cliffs update. So there you go. All right, so now let's shift over to the other world. All right, so here we are in Cowcornia, specifically at the atrium base. And as you can see, I did a little decoration for Halloween. Made a little video on YouTube about showing that activity. Just pretty simple. Picked up some pumpkins, carved them, laid them out. Oh yeah, put torches in them, of course. That was very quick, just all in one quick action. Anyway, what we're going to do here, and this is going to be the interesting part here. And actually, yeah. What we're going to look at here, and I need to do a little bit of switching here. There we go. This, what you're looking at here, is in an app called Chunky. And basically with Chunky, you can load in your world, set up, camera positions, select which chunks you're going to load in. It'll load them in, load a lot more chunks than potentially than what you can get in game. And do a render with whatever settings you have. It can do very natural looking lighting, all that stuff. But what we're after right now is looking at the map, which is interesting because it's kind of a live map. It updates every time the game saves. We're right around here. These are positions for like multiplayer for, I guess, me and my kid. And I think that's my respawn point right now. So anyway, which will be actually down underground in the atrium section, near the trading hall. Anyway, right now we're over here, and what we're gonna do, this whole dark blue area, this and up here, these are areas that have been converted to 118. Unfortunately, Chunky, and this is like the latest, development build even, doesn't yet support the chunk or region file or the chunk format that they're switching to in 118. I've seen from the release notes and some of these snapshots that it kind of seems like it may be a bit of a moving target, so they just haven't caught up. Because one of the goals that Chunky has is to try to keep up with the snapshots. So hopefully it will catch up with that soon, and we'll be able to get some snapshots and show some cross sections and all that kind of stuff. That's another thing you can do. You can load in your chunks and put in limits as far as like how what vertical range it's going to load in. So you can do some slicing and dicing on that. And in fact, my very first video that I ever posted to YouTube was showing from like the bedrock up of my original base, which is like up over here. Anyway, so these just dark blue sections, it's not showing on the stream, but I'm getting like a little overlay saying what biome it is, and it's saying ocean for all this. But as we zoom in, yeah, you can see it's got the other areas. You can see the details of what's actually there. You zoom out, and it's just color-coded for the biome. We got swamp over here. We got some forest here. There's mountains here and here. Go out. There's some dark forest over this way. What we're going to do, we're going to make our way, I'm thinking west till we hit the edge of where it starts getting new chunks generating. And that's going to be 118 chunks, so we should be able to. Oh my goodness! Sorry, let me. Oh shoot! Okay, hold on a second. There's something else I needed to do. One moment. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't want that happening around me. Anyway, back over to Chunky. What we're going to do, we're going to go visit where the Woodland Mansion was that I trekked off to and found. Some time back, I did a series of episodes on that, finding my way to it, and rating it, and then coming on back. I think it took like 3 or 4 episodes to get up there, and it was way, way, way up here. And I'll center that so we can zoom in on it. A little more, a little more. There we go. So this is what we're dealing with up here. So basically I want to try to come up the side here until we get to the point where we're cutting over. And what I'm kind of interested in, as you can see here, there is a village that's kind of half created. And I'm curious to see what will happen when these other chunks are generated. And will that village get extended across that chunk border? Likewise, down over here, which we'll see on the way up, this village here looks like it's half done. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me get this out the way. And in fact, I'm going to close Chunky, save myself a little memory there. And then we will take off. Whoops. Come here. Here we go. And actually, I need... What am I doing? I'm hitting things I don't even know. Yeah, I just needed to switch back over to the stream. Okay. So we are going to head west over the atrium area there. Nice. Atrium flag. Love it. And we're going to head over this way till we get to new chunks. And we're going to try to go fast. Because we don't want this to take so many episodes. Because back when I first found my way up to that up to that mansion, it took quite a while. Like I said, like 3 episodes to get up there, and those are like 1.5 hour episodes. We're not doing that. We ain't doing that. We are accelerating this process. In fact, I'm kind of angling up here because we do want to kind of go to the northwest till we get to the thing, and we should be pretty close to the edge of it. I like that it seems to be generating these chunks, or at least loading these chunks, faster than the past snapshots. Is this something that I... Okay, oh, yeah, okay, that was an early exploration stopover one night. I think probably on my first trek, just heading out west. West? Yeah, west. Just to see, okay, are there any villages out here? And indeed there was, and in fact, as we continue west, we might pass over one. And you know what? Let's go ahead and set the time of the day so we can see a little better. And in fact, yeah, there's the village I ultimately found in that expedition. And I believe that is where I got my cats. Didn't get any villagers from there, but I did get cats, which was something that was necessary because, you know, creepers. I was having a problem with creepers continuously exploding my base. All right, here we are at the edge of the known world, and I do not recall this being ice spikes and such over here. This is new terrain. Now, yeah, I think I do recall this monument here being, oh, weather. Clear. All right, so yeah, this monument growing here. I believe I remembered that, but we did not have all the ice and stuff growing over it. It's interesting how it's a bit of a jagged edge to it. That's kind of a nice touch, even if the land itself is very straight. We may have to do a little pausing along the way here for generation to catch up, because yeah, it is actually generating chunks as we go along this time around. Is that oh, poor guys. Yeah, I think I remember we passed by this on our last time going around, touring the edge of the generation here. And we're just going to follow along until we get up north. Maybe I should have left Chunky on so we can kind of see where we're at from time to time. But it was a bit big on the screen, wasn't it? Alright, this away. I think we're still at a section where we're kind of going a bit diagonal on the quest. But soon it will turn straight north, I think. Oh, I got some lava falling here. Yeah, this is definitely new terrain generation, folks. You saw it here first. Alright, now we got some lowlands in the new areas. Oh. Dark forest right on the edge of the desert here. More lush caves down there. Though I don't think that was intended to be on the cliffside. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if you watch this side by side with the last tour that I did on the last snapshot, touring the borderlands along here, you probably find the biomes are entirely different. And you might find it actually a little bit faster because I kind of pre-toured the borders before doing that stream. Like earlier in the day, just to get them all kind of pre-generated, so that hopefully they would load up faster. Looks like dolphins down there. It's just kelp. Okay. For a second there, I thought that's a huge school of fish, but no, it's kelp. All right, continuing on. Looks like we are turning north now. And we'll probably get to a point on the last tour that we went on. There was a spot, and it might have been along here. I'm not certain. Or it might have been farther back. But there was a spot where, and this is kind of hard to see where the edge is here. Let's let some land generate here. Is that the edge here now? Okay, yeah, okay, I see it now. It turns this way. And then it goes over here. We're not at the turning yet. We got quite a ways. When I was originally exploring, going for the mansion, going across the water, I was using my trident. So that was relatively fast. But I think this is still faster. Is it 3 times faster? Dunno. We'll find out. But we're going to press on through. The scheduled duration for this stream is like an hour and a half. And we're about a third of the... Dang it, come on. Clear, weather, clear. Oh man, gotta shake out the little wrist, sorry. Sorry about that, had to be done. And I'm gonna shift my keyboard up a little bit so I can rest my wrist a bit. Don't have a wrist rest on this keyboard for some reason. Maybe we should pop for a more expensive one. Just a very, 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 very basic Logitech. I forget what the model number was. If you look on my YouTube channel in the About page, I think I have some details of my rig listed out there. It's fairly modest. The most impressive thing about it is the drive, the SSD drive. I did get one kind of accidentally that was a bit overpowered for my system. I'm not getting nearly the amount of speed that it's capable of at it right now. Maybe a little more than half. because it was made for, oh yeah, that remember that ship. Okay, it was made for, what is it, NVMe 4, and I got 3. Or PCIe, I don't know, whatever the heck it is. Some of the wonks have kept track of this, of that stuff will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, it's an M2, so PCIe, so it's pretty fast. It keeps up with the bus very nicely. Ship, like lodged into the. Yeah. That'd be interesting to look at, but we're not going to. I think we might have gone farther north in this than I have before. So this is definitely a new area. So consequently, because of that, it's we don't really know what the biomes were along here, so we can't really tell how they've changed. But the thing that I am actually curious about is generation of stuff along the way. Did I hit the caps lock? Yes, I did. Did I hit caps? Okay. I'm like hitting all my lock keys trying to get things set up right. But there we go. Continuing on. If you've just joined us, we've got 1.17 or 16 generation on the right. I think 1.16 when I was going up to find the Woodland Mansion. So that would be 1.16 generation on the right, 1.18 generation on the left. Sometimes it's subtle. Other times, not so much. But at least they're both cold at this point. But again, in this snapshot, just like the previous one, there is a stark line between the old and new generation, the old and new chunks. No blending of the chunks just yet. And oh, snowy thing here. All right, gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. We're looking for stuff further north. There's a lot of ground to cover. But yeah, there's supposed to be. Oh, we got some snow. Let's clear that up. We don't need that going on our faces, nor rain. Okay, I think we do have like a little jog in the border here before we actually do reach the top, reach the end of the line. See, now that's not actually the border here. That is just a cave. And that's just like basically a hill. Interesting. This is old generation, so some nice caves, some nice mountains for 1.16. But we are going to be seeing something better. All right, continuing on. I do want to see more structures. That's what we're after now. Is looking at the structures near the edge of the world. Stuff that was generating Whereas if when we looked at when you saw things in chunky, you could see that some things were kind of half generated. I want to see what those do. I want to see how those are going to generate at the borders. And we have seen already some structures that were part of some kind of complex or whatever that seem to be linked to the biome across the other side of the divide here. Ooh, my. Big hill there. And that's what I'm curious to see. So like this here, these guys are up on land. They're burning up. That is, yeah, some undersea ruins. This appears like it is an ocean shore. So I'm wondering if that structure is connected to this biome. Very interesting. Now, I don't know if you recall, over in Chunky, it was showing some things beyond the generated area with like just single little dots, single little chunks generated. And I'm wondering if some of those were like structures that it had already determined or something. I don't know. It's weird. I'd be curious to see before and after of chunk generation as we got out to those. Will we see holes and pillars and odd little things out there? I don't know. What is it that Chunky is reading from those things? And those are all, if it's getting that in, that's all pre-118. Like 116, 117 now. I think I did do a conversion to 117. Ooh, big mountain here. Let's let that generate here. Nice peaky thing. But as they progress with these snapshots, supposedly they're going to get to a point where there's going to be a bit of a more of a transition, and they say it's going to be altering stuff that's near the edge of stuff that's generated. Okay, so here we kind of see an example here. This village, it's got snow on the roof, and I think did we see this one before? I don't know, but yeah, you see it's got the snow on the roof, and the style, he's got igloos and all that. It's coming over from over here. This apparently maybe generated back when these chunks were being generated, but the village itself extends out over here. It's odd that it's doing that. And I'm curious exactly what goes on under the hood when that happens. But yeah, I've seen. Dang it! Come on, weather. Yep. See, I'm not just complaining about the weather. I'm doing something about it. Because, you know, I can do that. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm wondering what's going on under the hood. Because I've seen, there was one instance that if you've watched my stream last time, there was this one spot where there was, I think, like a snowy biome on one side of the border here, and out in the ocean on the other side, just floating on top of the ocean, was a little igloo. It was just the weirdest thing. And I'm thinking, from the examples that I've seen from like screenshots from like Bedrock and stuff, I think we're on the bedrock side when they've already started doing some handling of the transition area. It looks like it's been just within the space of like a chunk. Just the very chunk right in the end. They just kind of stretch it up, like whatever elevation it's got on there, just kind of pulls that up and just stretches the everything up to or down to whatever it is on the new side. And it makes for some odd looking stuff. Oh, this is neat how that coral is extended out over there. It makes for some weird looking land formations there. And I guess that's kind of how it's gonna would have to be. Just take the chunks that are there, the blocks that are there, and just kind of just stretch it all. Just kind of lift or lower it to match the edge of the new chunks going in, and just either just do like a sort of a stretch of the already generated chunks. Otherwise, in order to do a transition, to do it on the newer side, and maybe they could do that too, but to do it on the newer side, you would have to, I think, maybe to do like a more smoother transition, just in the newer side, you'd have to have, I think, some of the. Yeah, that's interesting too. Can those generate off a river? Or is there this ocean over here that's extending out into there? Oh, that's a neat thing for in the desert, little oasis there with some sugarcane growing. That's nice. Anyway, yeah, that's another thing that they said that you're no longer gonna have like the little shallow ponds, I think, and like in some of the stills and deserts and stuff. Instead, it's just all going to be like local water levels, aquifers and stuff like that. That's going to be all of that stuff. Anyway, continuing on. I think it's going to be interesting to see how eventually they do that transition, because I think it's going to have to be with all of the verticality they have, the differences that they have in between the world generation and these different versions. I think it's going to have to be a broader area across which it does the transitions. Excuse me. Otherwise, you get into situations where, with it being basically impassable, unless you dig your way up or through. Water spilling down there. And just not all that great looking. Ideally, it would be a situation. I do need to stretch out a bit. Man. Stretch your old hands. Okay. All right, I think we might be getting near where we saw that half village. I think it was like further up this way, maybe. Oh, weather. But anyway, I think if you had a broader area across which it kind of blended, including, having the biomes kind of shift and morph a bit more organically. Whoops, what the heck did I do? Did I do that? Or is my computer doing something? I hope it's not like trying to do like a virus scan or something crap like that. No, it's not doing that. Maybe it's doing a backup. I don't know. I hope not. This would not be a good time for it. Dang it. I know I don't have it scheduled for now. Maybe I hit escape by mistake. Anyway, it's just animals. Oh, maybe we're cutting over now. Let's let this generate, see what we got. We might be there? Maybe. I don't remember. Oh, I think I remember seeing a village like that. But I think maybe we might cut over a little bit before heading up north again. So I think we might be getting close. Excuse me. Yeah. I think we're probably getting close. But yeah, what was I saying now? Shoot. So many distractions. There's this, so much cool stuff. That's neat. I think maybe I saw that before. I don't know, or something similar. Pretty sure. Poor guys. It was never meant for this world. Anyway. I think this is the edge here. Looks like it. So we may see the thing over here at some point. But anyway, yeah, I think it needs to be sort of a broader transition, I think. It would be ideal if somehow they can kind of, morph between the biomes, have like maybe some kind of sort of a transitional thing in between. It should be able to read from the existing chunks what biome is there, and if what it wants to generate, next to it is not appropriate, do some sort of transition with that, transition the elevations and all that as well. Okay, this was that village. This is the stuff that we're here for. This was that half-developed village. I think this section here was not developed, or at least was not on the chunky map. So it then generated all this stuff. Let's go down and take a look at that. We'll just drop right down. Woo! And come back up, because I was not expecting to go into the water like that. Alright, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, that's kind of neat. How I did that. Looking up from above, you can't really see that it was doing all this junk. But now that we're down here, yeah, you kind of see it. So I'm wondering if a lot of this stuff, maybe not wow, it kind of makes you wonder about the workings of the generation of these things. Because it definitely looks like a lot of these are following contours of terrain that is not there. That it was expecting to generate, but didn't. Including all these little grass blocks. Although they have looked like they've dropped down to the actual surface, which is the surface of the water. And also some of the paths, but not all. Some of them kind of go up on these little contours here, which, yeah. Wow, it really kind of makes you wonder exactly what's going on there. Oh, stop that. To make it generate like that. But yeah, that's kind of what we came for. Kind of what we wanted to see. Let's continue on, because there was another one up around the top here. Up north. So we should be nearing the spot where it will cut off to the east. And we're actually doing fair with the FPS now. I can hear the fan spinning though, so I'm going to do a little reset here. Man, it goes so slow. And then it goes back up quickly. All right. Let that reload, and that'll should bump that up. Why is it loading weird? Here we go. All right, just do that. Jeez. All right, am I facing north again? Am I facing the right way? Yeah, because the compass is pointing back towards spawn, which is like way down to the south. We're good. We're good. Oh, wrist hurts much. All right. Gotta rest it. What is that, an Enderman? Nope, horsies. And we're not quite an hour into this. Ooh, it's just poking up out of there. That's neat. Alright, what other stuff are we going to see? Are we starting to turn now? Looks like we may be turning here. Yep, I think we're turning. Which means that the mansion might be like right over here. I know there was like a sort of an arch that it was nearby. And of course the dark forest. Let's let that load up and see what we get there. See if it's within sight. I'm just curious. Because it might be. Oh, that ain't it. I know there was some plains near it as well. That may not be the exact one. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's a bit more centered in the in the area as well. So let's continue on. Oh. Okay. This is interesting. Well, that might just be... That's kind of odd. So what would you expect that to be? Is this some generation that is being extended from over here? From these biomes? Or is it from over here? Because it looks like a plains village, but it's kind of sticking into these little areas there, whatever that is. That might be just some weird 118 generation. We'll have to investigate that later. I'll take a little peek back over here, see any signs of the thing. Not yet. That could be near it. Let's see, we'll continue this way. And yeah, there's a village over here. Okay, this might have been the other one that was partially generated. And this one, I'm not really... I'm hitting caps lock again. No, I'm not. I am going down. Okay. Looks like we got a little path going there, but otherwise... It doesn't seem to have extended into the new land. So there may be some limitations. Dang it, weather, why? Just constantly. I want to go down here and take a look because we have seen structures get jabbed into the side here, and kind of seen a little grass getting jammed into there. Don't really see any like buildings getting their sites carved out of there. Nice pumpkins, though. Do I have shears on me? I don't. I could give myself some, but, nah. You know what? Why not? Why not? Actually, just the bones. All right. Here you go, dude. Enjoy. No, I don't. I don't want that. You take them. All right. Just for oh my goodness. Well, let's hope that doesn't spread to the village. It might go to those trees there, but I think I've got enough of a fire break here. They should be safe. All right. And if I remember right, right about here is when it will turn again and start going back south, because you can see the edge there. So our Woodland Mansion should be right over here on the diagonal. Just paid a little visit for old time's sake. Might be near this field here. Is this where I fought the Vexes? Yeah, I think this is where I ran to escape the Vexes. Came over here, kind of did a little bit of staging. I think I set up my I think the entrance is around over this way, maybe, or on this side. I forget. Spyglass. Yeah, I think the entrance might be down there, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, yeah, and here's that little kind of archy thingy there. Can't see it more when I'm moving. But anyway, yeah, that's the old Woodland Mansion that that I went to. I think I'd like to maybe try another. But I'd like to. I would have liked to have like brought a wolf along. You know, I'm not sure where I could have gotten one though. Maybe over here. Maybe I could have gone over there and got some wolves. But yeah, I wasn't like looking at Chunky at the time to like kind of pre-scope the biomes or anything like that as I went. That is a temptation at times over in the hardcore world. I would love to make some renders of the area, but it really reveals a lot when you do that, because you kind of just see everything like all around you, and I don't want to cheat. All right, so what am I doing? I'm hitting the wrong button here. We've got another half hour or so, so let's continue on south. See if we got any other structures on the border that will be of interest. Because that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, is how it changes on the border. Down below Y0 in the old chunks, which would be on this side, it is still bedrock down at the bottom. There's still nothing underneath it. If you go down there, dig down there like right on the edge in the new chunks, you'll be able to look out upon the expanse of nothingness, and yeah, and see nothing down below. That I think is just natural. Come on now. I think. Ooh, where does the edge here? Kind of see it here. And over that way. Yeah, it kind of goes this way a bit, doesn't it? Because, yeah, I kind of went around the Woodland Mansion, so there's like sort of a bulbous area up on the top of the explored corridor, we'll call it. Trying to keep that tasteful. And there was some spots where I kind of went off to the side, I guess. But this should turn back south again. Here we go. Come on, load up terrain. Let's do another reset. And we're at 24, aren't we? Why is it doing 24? I want 25. Give me 25. I know it's a nice, not a round number on computers, all that much, but there you go. And if you're looking at the title of this video, it's saying 21w39, I think. I think I didn't get, or maybe I caught that. I don't know. I forget whether I caught that or not. Oh, little cave here. That's neat. But if it does say 39, it says 40. The latest one. As of this recording. Or as of the stream, rather. If you're watching it live. If you're watching it on YouTube, the title will be correct. So just ignore that. And what we're doing right now, let's cutting this way, it looks like. I must have done a little bit of side exploring over there. I know I did that on a couple occasions, spotting some villages and stuff. Kind of getting distracted, getting off mission, which was to find the Woodland Mansion, which we just now trekked off to. At the last snapshot, we mostly kind of did a tour around the borderlands. That is just so sharp right there. I want to cut myself on that. Did a little tour around the borderlands down in the main area of the world, not this big leg that I trekked along to find the mansion. And I'd like to find another one at some point. It was kind of cool. Maybe we'll do that in the hardcore world once I can get a cartographer. I do need to get a cartographer there, if nothing else, just to have a source of an easy source of maps. Especially once I can de-zombify my my farmers and get some good, one-for-one trades with the melons and the pumpkins. Because that is a good source of funding. So people used to use the infinite emeralds trick, which was basically, de-zombify some librarians, maybe one or maybe a pair, so that they will sell the bookshelves for less than 3 emeralds, and then you break them with a fortune tool, generally an axe, because that will break them fastest, I believe. And get your 3 books out of that, and then sell those to a villager who buys them for an emerald each. Oh, the weather. And in that way, you can just keep cycling through that and just get infinite emeralds, as it says on the label. That is an interesting little thing there. And it's really in this part of the generation, so it's kind of weird. Anyway, I wonder if that is that a. I wonder if that's an example. It could be said as an example of a structure going across the border there. Weird. Anyway, yeah, that's how a lot of people used to get their quick cash that way. That got nerfed, I think, in 1.15, and maybe further in 1.16. So right now, my method of getting cash is to grow pumpkins and melons. And then, you know, because you can sell them for well enough. It doesn't take all that many. You get a good farm going. You got plenty of them coming in. Just every so often you go there, you collect them, sell them, and, you know, you get a lot of cash for them. But if you can sell them to some disease-zombified farmers, well, then you're going to get even more cash for them. Because instead of, I forget which is which, but there was like a little shipwreck over here. So you're going through so fast, we don't get all of the chunk loading and generation to the full extent on both sides. And we may be missing out on a few things, but I think we're getting enough close by that if we do have some interesting cross-border generation, it will show up. And that's really what I'm looking for. That's what we're trying to find along the way. That kind of weirdness that comes from the way it's handling this stuff right now. And that kind of thing, I'm not sure how they're going to handle that. Whether it's on their to-do list or if it just has not come to their attention yet. I'm sure that they've done over at Mojang lots of play testing on their own. I mean, because, you know, who wouldn't? You know, if you were working there, it'd be so tempting to just spend your day play testing, you know, testing the product, just doing a little, you know, little quality assurance, boss. Got to make sure it's done well. And yeah, I'm sure they appreciate it, but the way they put out these snapshots and stuff, we get plenty of quality assurance. I mean, they do want to do a bit before they put them out, but there you go. But that's the thing. There's lots of people are playing these. I'm sure not everyone is. Okay, here we go. There's some that cross the border. Another village there. This time, is it? We're not really getting the same one, are we? No, we're not. Because we're going the other way, and the other stuff would be on the other side. So yeah, here's another village coming out across the border into the ocean. In this case, it's a taiga village. And it looks like it's following whatever the old terrain was. Except in some cases where it just drops down and just sits on the surface of the water. And then we got these little grassy patches. Which apparently is part of the generation of these villages. Except the odd part here is that now we have sugarcane growing on a couple of those. Do you get sugarcane in these taiga villages? Do you normally see that if there's like a little, you know, pond or something near it? I don't know that is something that happens. Oh, the weather. And then this thing over here. Whoops, come here. Just up out of the water, just kind of like this. Like, uh, I mean, I know netherrack is pretty, easy to mine. Is it like that spongy that this little bit is displacing enough water to buoy all this up? Don't know. Don't think so. Oh, this guy climbed up the mountain there. But this is, that's old generation there. Maybe he's originating from, yeah, those houses there. But yeah, that's the kind of thing we're kind of going to see. I don't think we're going to see so much of, if any, of structures from new generation. Ooh, look at all that. Rugged. I don't think we're going to see all that much from the new generation side. As far as structures and all, hopping over to stuff that's already generated, unless that's something that they, decide, okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna alter these chunks. We've already decided to do that. Let's go ahead and extend these new biome, these new chunk structures over into the old area. But it seems like you want to do that kind of selectively. I mean, yeah, you do get some structures on the border of a biome. You'll see that in villages and stuff, especially since they're so big. And again, this is old mountain here. Well, can't see it now, but back there was new mountain. Looks like we got some growing over here. But again, this is just, some hills and meadow. And it's not that shorter than this. To tell the truth. Do we have any more higher mountains behind there? Waiting to generate? Not within sight, apparently. Continuing on. We're just going to go a little bit longer. We're still got a ways to go to get back to spawn. Oh, again, here's another village. Looks like it started out over here in the plains and then went onto what looks like Stone Beach here. And I'm going to come up a little bit more just to get a advantage on that. And you can see how the path, it just goes up on there and on the edges there. It is strange. But the thing is, I don't know about if that extreme. This is kind of neat how it kind of fills in with wood there, like they're building docks to support all this stuff here. But you kind of saw a bit of this thing when we were looking at some of the experimental snapshots. If any of you saw that, how some of the paths, they'll just just get plopped down on top of whatever wildly vertical landscape you got. And I've commented on those before, that I think that when they're generating the layout for a village, they, it needs to find, a good spot for like the village center, where you're going to put your bell and your little booths in this case, whatever little crossroads you're going to have, or city center. And from there, do like some pathfinding kind of stuff to find good routes, good path routes, and also, good locations for the structures. Kind of make it more like the villagers have decided, okay, yeah, we're gonna build in this spot. Let's see, where's a good place to put my house? Where's a good a good route to make this path? Because because the path kind of hint that, oh yeah, this is where people usually walk. But they're on routes that, no, you wouldn't usually walk. You wouldn't walk at all. So that's why I'm saying, use the pathfinding to find the routes for those paths, as well as suitable places for structures. Maybe just randomly pick spots that, all right, we're going to try to put a structure there. Is there a route to it from the city center, from the town, from the village center? No, there isn't. Nope. Then let's pick another spot. Oh, that's a cool one. Embedded into the side of the mountain there. These cliffs. Oh, and the water falling down, going around this tree. Yeah, you wouldn't think a tree would live there. Or all these too. But yet it does. But yeah, I guess that'll happen. Sometimes the spring will spring up and open up after stuff has grown. All right, going down to the old ice spikes here. So we got another 15 minutes or so in the stream. Let's see what other weirdness we can find. Excuse me. All right, another village. This looks like a snowy village that is extending out into this plains and river here, like into the river at this point. And with the little ice hut or whatever the heck it is. Let's go on down. Yeah, and you can see it's like up on this weird structure. Now this is, it's not that nonsensical, really. I mean, it's kind of cool, actually, how it kind of juts over the river and stuff. Like the river's cut underneath it. It doesn't look bad, I'll tell you that much. Now, this looks bad. This you don't really want to have, this close to your village. I mean, you've got a couple rivers in between, that helps, but of course it, ends there. But, yeah, that's kind of an unfortunate fate that they've had there, that is put this snowy village, thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be fine. And then, oh, wait, everything's changed over here. And now there is a pillager outpost. Oh my. What if there is a golem in there? It'll only last so long, though. Alright, where are my keys? Let's see. Oops. No, WTs. Everything shifted up. No wonder it didn't feel good. Felt wrong. It's like, where am I? Is this where I should have my key fingers? Alright, continuing on. What else we got? That was kind of cool. The way those ledges, that ledge just kind of jutted out over the river. Now the thing is, I'd like to see something like that go under the paths, because one of the things we've seen is like a path get cut through by a ravine, and you look down the ravine, and oh, there's the path down at the bottom of the ravine, just drop down there, just projected down there from above, like it did the layout, and let's just plop it on whatever land we got there. Okay, well, down at the bottom of the ravine, hey, sure, why not? And for stuff like that, where's the edge? Okay, it goes over this way. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to come down a little bit. But, yeah, for stuff like that, it would be nice if it could have that kind of underlying little blob of a land, weather again, kind of generate underneath it to support it, kind of crossing the ravine on a sort of natural bridge, or have a villager built bridge structure. And this one floating in the water. Sometimes you see them float like that with all the netherrack underneath them. Excuse me. Sometimes they're down at the bottom of the ocean. Not sure what the proportion is. That might have been something that they adjusted in one of the snapshots, and well, maybe didn't say it explicitly about that, but maybe about structures in general. I'm not sure. Or it might have been just one of those bugs that they list out that I just never read. Sorry. You guys are free to read them. I'm not stopping you. But I'm just expecting, oh yeah, there's going to be bugs. They're going to be finding some. They're going to be fixing some. Really the only one that I've been following bug reports is the one affecting the Java version in the launcher. Where if the Java version is not exactly what it's expecting, it's like, nope, can't run that. And right now it's blocking Java 17 from running in a lot of cases, I believe. But that's what I got going right now. Java 17 up here in the corner here, if you can see that. But continuing on. Let's see what other odd structures we can have here. But yeah, having I think a bridge structure, something that can be, have its size kind of vary a bit, have like, end sections and then some middle short, little short middle section that can repeat, whatever number of times, and use those to go over ravines when the paths cross them. Sometimes that, sometimes something else. Maybe use those to cross rivers as well, or whatever amount of water is there, and I think it would be nice. I think it would be pretty cool. What would an official what would the different biomes villagers, how would they make bridges? That's something to think of. If anyone from Mojang is watching this at some point, think about that. If any of the designers are looking at it, think about that. How would the different types of villagers design their bridges? Okay, are we cutting across here now? Okay, now that is a snowy village. It kind of looks like it's associated more with this biome over here, even though this is a cold biome, but it is the icebergs. Cold ocean over here. I would not expect that to be over here. And I am wondering if that has generated, extended out from the old biome. It certainly kind of looks like it. It's kind of, I'm curious actually to see how these paths have gone through the icebergs. It looks like, oh man, it's just climbed right up the side of the icebergs. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the icebergs, that's not normally where you would find a village. So in this case, I think they need to do something to just avoid this happening in the first place, rather than having, some way that it handles it. If they are going to just have it handle this scenario, have those paths go through tunnels through the ice. I think that would look pretty cool. If you have like a taiga village or something like that, just extending out into out over the ocean and into the into the icebergs. Although there's usually a buffer area between the land and icebergs. So in a completely generated world, and all generated in 1.18 or whatever, you may not see that. Oh, there goes wrist again. Sorry, gotta stretch out. Ugh. Had to be done. But yeah, in a homogeneously versioned world, I don't think you'd really see that. But oh, hey, here we are. I think we're back in familiar territory here, because look, there is our igloo out in the middle of the water. That's what I was talking about before. I don't. Are there any other igloos over here, or is it just that one all by itself? Come on, let's go down. I'm thinking FPS might be suffering a little bit. Let's reset this. And that might help our chunk generation as well. Alright. Don't see any other igloos around, other than that one just floating out in the ocean there. It's pretty crazy. And I believe we saw that. Is this one as well? No, it's just an iceberg. And yeah, I think we saw the same one in the 39 snapshot as well. It's just odd. It's just odd. So, yeah, one of the things we got going. Let me set the time here. So one of the things we got going that is like really, really weird is this generation of structures that are just yeeted out from the old biome, just set way out into ungenerated chunks. Somewhere along the way, it's being determined that yes, out there in this chunk that hasn't been developed yet, that's where you're going to be. And you kind of have to with some of this stuff. Like, I don't think that snow's going to stay there. Shouldn't anyway. Anyway, oh, this is not bad. Anyway, oh shoot, what was I going to say? There's so many distractions. And it's so late at night, too. It's like 12:45. So yeah, it's about time to wrap up. But yeah, we got these structures just growing, just forming way out beyond their normal biomes. And yeah, for some things, it kind of needs to be, because you get your treasure maps, you get your Woodland Mansion maps, you get the the ocean monument maps. What else do they have maps to? Where it's like going to be telling you where something is in a chunk that hasn't been developed yet. You know, you're gonna have to honor those. You know, what happens if you have like in your world, if you have like treasure maps or Woodland Mansion maps or the monument maps, ocean monument maps, ocean explorer maps, whatever they call them. If you have those, you know, in your stocks, in your you know, just locked away for future use, you know, maybe you bought a bunch of them from our cartographer to level them up or something, you know, and they're pointing you all in different places. Is that stuff gonna be there? If the location that's said to be in is in chunks that haven't been generated yet, you know. And the thing is, on those maps, and I think there's a bug in it right now where the maps, they don't have like the contours on them that are supposed to. Now those maps, they do have those contours. Is the land going to be there? Is that land generated? Are those chunks generated at the time when the map is created? So if you have like a Woodland Mansion map, okay, well, this is interesting here. Does this extend up in there? Is there any actual structures? And the weird thing is, it's like how it's carved all that in. Is that a byproduct of all that? What's going on here? Oh, yeah. This is so weird. It's like, and like everything is like just down a block. This is a weird one. This is a really weird one. It's like everything's just carved down a block. I'm curious what's going on with this one. There's the coordinates. There's my seed. And the version is up top there, 21w40a. So if anyone, any of the developers are looking at this, take a look at that. See what's going on with this village if you haven't seen them like that before. Because that's just kind of freaking weird. If you want a copy of my world, developers can contact me for it. All right, so yeah, it's 12:50 now. Looks like we're cutting over here. We're cutting away from the seed, from spawn. Let's head back over towards spawn. It shouldn't be far. We'll visit the old homestead. While we do a little, basically some closing notes here. So yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing how these structures are being generated and just projected out past the where the old generation has been done. It's kind of crazy. Okay, now we're getting back to here we are. Now we're within inside of it. Just want to get a nice sweeping view of it. Capital area of Cowcornia. My old stomping grounds. This is where it all started. Spawn was right over there. Made my way through the woods. Built my first little dirt fort up on top of the hill here. Eventually upgraded it to cobble and then to stone brick. and built a lot of stuff here. Then kind of extended my reach through the railway over to Atrium Base down there where I've been doing most of my work. And once Atrium Base gets to the point where it's like this, there's so many villagers there that it's kind of lagging me a bit, I may move on. There was a spot up along the way to the Woodland Mansion that looked interesting. Another ravine, this one in a, I think it was in a taiga area. Oh, weather. Let's head over this way to the house. But yeah, this is where it started. Hey kitties, how you doing? Meow meow. But anyway, this is kind of where we started, and tonight this is where we're going to end. I hope y'all had a good time exploring out there, seeing the weirdness going on at the border. I'm really curious to see how that is going to progress, and how the border areas are going to be changing over time. Right now, it's just really, really sheer, as you saw. And there's some really odd things going on with structures generating really farther out than maybe they should. If the transition area could be extended to include that, and maybe have the old biomes kind of, bulging out to encompass those things, maybe that would work. I don't know. Again, they'd have to have some residual bits of terrain generation from the old version in 1.18 and even and into the future, as long as they're going to support that. Which means they would have to have stuff from the older worlds in there maybe as well. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't envy them this challenge, not at all. Anyway, looks like sun's going down. Be a good time to leave off. You guys have an excellent evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.